to my party. We're just getting started. A life is a dream or an...
Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you guys had a great Wednesday. Today is Thursday, obviously, and right on time. Oh, let's see. I apologize up front for all the sniffling and coughing that I'll be doing. I don't think I'm sick. I just think I ate too much of bad stuff and I'm having some kind of allergic reaction. But yeah, welcome back to North Carolina, land of antihistamine heaven. Okay, so what are we doing here? As usual, nobody's in the Rumble. That's fine with me, even though two people are watching. There's West Virginia Pappy, who's probably omnipresent. Yes, he is. And then what do we got over here on the YouTube side? Rose is first. Creative redundancy is number 2. Alrighty, then you are deterred. And we got West Virginia Pappy, who's omnipresent. JB the 25th. Super chat is broken. Yes, the super chat is broken. If you guys want to try it, go right ahead. I don't know what the hell is wrong with it. It is not like, it's like it'll let me start it, but it won't. I don't know what is going on with it. So if somebody confirm that, that would be great. Catitude is in the house. Good morning. Debbie Chandler's here. Light Raiders in the house. Clint Prepper. Gotcha. Ian is in the house. Andy's on the show. Yoo-hoo! Chat like usual. I gotcha. Somewhere in West Texas. Good to see you, girl. Good morning at home, recovering from kidney stones. Ow, that sounds painful. Pass for it in reality. And of course, Mike. He's got like the easiest, coolest one. Mike. Hey, what's your screen name? Mike. What's your name? Mike. All right, let's see here. So I just got done using some of that spray stuff for allergies. So like my ears are all messed up right now. But as you can tell by the thumbnail and the catchy phrases, you are in top chat. Thank you, Rose. Thank you. Top chat, disabled live chat activated. And there we go. So if we're looking at our poll, this thing's in the way. Something's wrong. Something is very, very wrong. All right. So according to our poll, which disaster prep item would you prioritize? 56% say water purification, 22 is communications, and split between first aid and medical supplies, and it's supposed to be long-term food storage. Man, YouTube is all messed up this morning. Anywho, so let me show you something. Why am I bringing this up? It's actually pretty simple. Let me share that with you right there, guys. That's how much time, and I won't say time we have left. This is how much time you have left to be ready. That's not what I'm going to say. What I'm going to tell you is that the left is already acting up. They're already being childish. They're already being foolish. All of the names for the cabinet came out yesterday, and they are in their own words from CNN. They are in. There is a very serious WTF vibe. They don't like what's happening. They don't like these people, and it's hilarious because they're like, oh, there's no deep state. So when we pick people that aren't deep state, they go, whoa, what's going on here? You didn't pick these other people that might be better or more experienced. You mean deep state. So that's how much time we have left until, I won't say all hell breaks loose, but what I'll tell you is that we should be, if there's any time for you to be preparing, we should be preparing, be prepared for another J6 moment, because a lot of crazy stuff can happen. And I'm not talking about like people rushing the Capitol. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the left refusing to certify the election. And honestly, I don't know. I need to do some research and find out how that plays out, because, it's, for lack of better words, we could not have a country. Or should I say we wouldn't have the leadership that we're supposed to have, that the people voted on. And we could have a very serious, a very tenuous situation come that day. That's the chatter at the coffee shop. I got you somewhere in West Texas. People are concerned. There's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of like, how did this happen? There's a lot of just general either confusion or worry that there could be some issues. I need to move this out of my way. There could be some issues come that day. And like I said, it's got nothing to do with storming the Capitol or boom, boom sticks or anything like that. It has everything to do with the status of power within our government. Now, obviously, people are taking sides, moving around. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Andy Pearson says it's funny watching the blue ties be election deniers. I know, right? I know. All right, so let's get the we're going to get the chat back on there. And so I wanted this to be a little bit more like focused on, hey, use this as a checklist to like if you don't have these things, okay? And I realize everybody's situation is going to be completely different, so take it with a grain of salt. And as usual, if you're new to this, the way we do this is I talk about stuff, you write stuff down, or you type stuff in the chat, and I talk about the stuff that you typed in the chat. So with that said, let's cover some essential areas for disaster preparedness, providing a comprehensive guide for beginners aiming to build up their emergency supplies, because every so often we need to go back to the basics. Also, laser. Number 2, Hicktown Honey, you are deterred. The content is this. Everything I'm going to tell you is accessible, but we need to offer a little bit of depth, and I want to make sure that it's useful for both seasoned preppers as well as new preppers. So that with the seasoned preppers, we're going to basically try to revisit the basics. So in no specific order, because you guys know that I'm water food security, in no specific order, communications. So communication is often the first casualty during a major disaster. Cell networks can go down and landlines might become useless. It's crucial to have reliable methods to receive information and reach loved ones. So I want to highlight the importance of owning a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio to stay informed on emergency broadcasts. Expanding on this, it's also recommended to invest in a NOAA weather radio, which provide real-time alerts. Solar power chargers are another excellent addition to keeping essential devices powered without relying on the grid. For close-range communications, two-way radios are essential. They allow families to stay connected if separated, even if remote areas where cellular signals are weak. Preppers might also consider ham radios, which offer long-range capabilities, especially in rural or isolated locations. Additionally, signal mirrors, whistles, and even flares, where now we're like getting into the grunt stuff here, can help you attract attention if electronic communication fails entirely. Remember that an emergency isn't just J6. An emergency is a flood, an earthquake, a hurricane, a wind storm. Okay. So think of it in that way. Now, when we talk about communications and we relate it to something that could be J6, guys, they've shut cell tower. They shut cell towers down in DC during the J6 event. They can't shut your cell tower down anytime they want to. Yes, they can. They can do all of those things. So be aware. Be aware. Let's see here. What do we got here? It's funny watching. No, we did that already. Somewhere in Texas. I think there are 2 plays. Make Harris the current president and don't transfer power, or she can just reject the certification. Yeah, I mean, there's no telling. She's being very quiet right now. There's no telling. I think the problem is that, so I don't want to get too far off subject here, but the left always projects what they want to do to see if people will buy in on it. And very much like a child will try and very slowly suggest to a parent that they would like to do something. And then when the parent says, no, I don't think so, then the kid knows whether to press or not. This is how Democrats do this. This is how people with the blue ties do this crap. So this whole thing, Kamala becoming the president for a month or whatever it is, I don't think that that's going to fly, because I don't think the American people are going to buy it. But even bigger, I don't think that the Democrat Party is going to see that as anything positive. Well, we made the first female black ish president, blah blah blah. Okay, and at this point, because the woke politics are basically dead and nobody is listening to that crap anymore, it just won't work. It just won't work. So I think that was just hey, what do you guys think about this idea? That's really what that was about. As far as her not certifying it, well, I tell you what, if she decides that she doesn't want to certify it, all hell will break loose. We're talking about her being physically removed from office. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that could go down if she decides she doesn't want to certify it. I'm not even sure what the Constitution says about a vice president or the president of the Senate in this case that doesn't want to certify. West Virginia Pappy, military could seize control if they refuse to certify, going against Constitution. Yeah, but that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Let's see. Ian says, I hope and pray that Kamala is not that foolish. Very true. Very true. I don't think the girl has a spine, to be honest with you. I think we all know how she got into the positions that she got into. No pun intended. There's video. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not like type of video, but there's video. All right. So yeah. Now getting back on track. Number 2, documents. You guys, I know you guys how much you guys love to hear me talk about stuff that isn't sharp or shiny or make fire or can or whatever, but documents. The preservation of important documents is often overlooked, but becomes vital in the aftermath of a disaster. Keeping identification, insurance policies, and medical records in a fireproof and waterproof case is a smart strategy. Those are actually very difficult to find or are super expensive. I'm going to suggest creating digital backups on portable drives or cloud storage for added security. We talked briefly about this yesterday. In addition to these, families should consider storing encrypted USB drives with scanned copies of documents. Relatives in other states can serve as safe repositories for extra copies. Beyond identity documents, it's advisable to include legal papers like wills, living trusts, and property deeds to protect against disputed or complications after a crisis, including emergency contact lists, on your refrigerator, magnets, Dollar Tree, easy stuff. And health records can assist for first responders. That needs to be part of the dictionary. I'm going to add to dictionary, if the medical help is needed. Additionally, preppers should consider securing hard copies of critical contact numbers in case phones are unusable. Interesting. So if your phone is unusable, what I'm telling you. That's why if you guys saw my EDC video that I made, I believe last week, or I think it was like Monday of last week, and there I actually have a little card that I keep in my wallet that I printed out and laminated that's got all of my important family members on the front of it. I really need to update it and put all of the non-family members, basically things like like insurance, phone numbers, and accounts and stuff like that on the back of it. All right, let's see here. Going to the chat, hoping for where we at here. Military could seize, lurking, intended or not, it's funny. What are you talking about, man? Intended or not, it's funny. What are you talking about? What's funny? I want to know. I want to be on the inside of the joke, man, not the outside of the joke. All right, let's go here. You guys aren't typing a lot, so this is going to be a short live stream. And I got one. Tuck says he's already lurking. He's lurking, but he's giving us the fist, man. He's like, yeah. All right, so fire. Fire is synonymous with survival, providing heat, light, and a means to guy on the next property over is mowing, I believe, and it means to cook food or sterilize water. I must emphasize stockpiling matches, lighters, and magnesium fire starters. However, it's also beneficial to invest in storm-proof matches and fire-resistant gloves for safe fire management. I have a fire safe glove. It's not fire safe; it's heat safe. I think that's a misnomer. That's an advertising thing. But it can do like 3,000 degrees, no problem. I keep it with my camping kit, so I can like reach into the fire and pick things up that are really hot. All right, if you have a fireplace or stove, you should be storing seasoned firewood. It's just as important to know how to create DIY fire starters using dryer lint or wax and egg cartons. Preppers should practice building fires without modern aids. Skills like using flint and steel or even bow drills, I think somebody was talking about that yesterday, can be crucial if supplies run out. Additional recommendations are consider including fire safety equipment like portable fire extinguishers and fire blankets to prevent accidents. So yesterday we were talking about myths, and basically you don't have to go, if you have a fire in your kitchen, you don't have to go running out with your hands in the air. If you had a fire blanket, you could just put it over the fire. They are actually becoming less and less expensive. In fact, I'm starting to see them advertised on TV, and they're so easy to use that they could put a fire out right on top of your kitchen stove, no problem. But also fire extinguishers. The price of fire extinguishers have not really gone down. I would actually consider them to be slightly expensive, but you can actually buy the fire extinguisher spray cans. They look like a big a can of hairspray, but it's red and yellow and white. And you can put out a class 3 fire, or ABC fire, that kind of thing. And you can literally put that anywhere, and now you have a fire extinguisher. You could carry it with you if you had to. It's a can. So let's see here. The comment on Kamala's position. Oh, I see. I got you. West Virginia Pappy says welding gloves. The pun. I got you. There's no pun in that. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Positions. But yeah, you definitely need to make sure that you guys are up to speed on making fires or having the ability to make fire. The next thing is first aid. A comprehensive first aid kit is non-negotiable part of any preparedness plan. I would advise building a custom kit rather than relying on prepackaged ones. This should not include, this should include not only basics like bandages and antiseptics, but also splints, tourniquets, and emergency medications. Further, expanding beyond conventional medicine, it's wise to stock up on herbal remedies and essential oils for natural treatments. Learning how to use alternative medicine like poultices, tinctures, medicinal plants can be invaluable if pharmacies are inaccessible. I must also mention the importance of prescription medications. To this, it's useful to add antibiotics, pain relievers, and EpiPens for severe allergic reactions. Additional recommendations are investing in a comprehensive first aid manual and attending a first aid course can prepare individuals for situations where medical professionals may not be available. Okay, so 2 things, guys. I'm going to take this as the opportunity to pay a couple of bills. First and foremost, Jace Medical. When we talk about first aid kits, that's not what this is. These are trauma kits. Okay, these are blowout kits. I'm going to be doing a video. I'm going to try and do it today. I can't promise you that, but I'm going to try and do it on the Bearfac. Incredible piece of gear. I've tried to replicate it. I've tried to find places where I could make it as good as that. And I just can't. I found one that was close. I actually bought it, but I just can't do it. I just can't do it. So I will be doing that, showing you guys what's in a Bearfac and why you should probably buy one. If you're interested in looking at that, go to one of the links in the description for Refuge Medical. Also, medications, guys. There's 2 pieces of medications. One is going to be your you're being proactive, and the other is going to be reactive. So being proactive, some people need medications to survive, period. The modern medicine has got to the point where people that would normally have died in their younger years are now living into their octennials because medications can keep them alive, can regulate their body. And so in an emergency, what happens when that stops your ability to have that medication? Or should I say delays it, which could be deadly in some cases. What then? Well, obviously I've got to talk about Jace. In this particular case, I'm going to talk about Jace Daily. It's basically a way to stockpile your medications. I recommend that you take a look at the link in the description and find the appropriate link and check that out. And if you do decide to purchase something, there is a code, save some money. I actually think it's pretty significant too. And then obviously the second part of that is reactive. Oh, by the way, I just cut my hand open and I can't get to a doctor for at least 3 days. And now I need some kind of antibiotics to make sure that I don't get sick and die. That would be the Jace case. Once again, there's a link in the description. Go there, do that. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Bills are paid. Okay, so I'm going to check the chat right here. As a matter of fact, let's check the hey guys, could you do me a favor? You don't have to push the go button on this, but could somebody look at the super chat and tell me if it actually looks operational? Like, just do the basics, but don't push that freaking go button. I just need to know if it's working or not. Let's see here. Now our question is, which disaster prep items would you prioritize right now? 46 water purification, 23 and 23 comms and long-term food storage, and 8% first aid and medical supplies. Going to the chat. Let's see here. Creative Redundant says baking soda and using a lid to ... Don't use water on a grease fire. Yeah, correct. Kevlar Nomex gloves and sleeves for flames and broken glass. Very interesting. West Virginia Pappy says every bag should be personal since every circumstances vary. It's kind of true. Where are we at here? Let's see. Contingent medical and Jace medical if you want / needs second yearly antibiotics and yearly maintenance drugs. Yes, listen, the systems don't talk to each other. So you could literally go onto Jace and get yourself, a year amount of medications. Then you can go onto another system and get a year's worth of medication there as well. So that's pretty smart somewhere in Texas. Pretty smart. I'm actually an affiliate for Contingency Medical, but I don't use them anymore because they spend too much money on cases and don't give you enough medication for their antibiotics. Werner or Eric, I'm sorry, Eric, I don't recognize you. Thanks for maybe hit that subscribe button, bro. What's your thoughts on diabetic supplies, preps, and how to keep cold? I actually did an entire video on using small refrigerators on keeping diabetic things cold because my oldest daughter is a diabetic. And so quick down and dirty, you can go check out the video, but the down and dirty is that those tiny little refrigerators that you think are going to be like, yeah, they pull more power than a modern camping refrigerator. So I recommend that people buy that because not only can you keep your medications cold, and what I did was I used a Jackery 230, and it ran for about 8 hours. You could actually buy a larger Jackery, and or you could have, what I do is I have more than one Jackery, and then when I want to keep that sucker running, I'm charging one while I'm using the other. You're obviously going to run into some issues at night, but the thing is once these camping refrigerators get up to temperature, they pull almost no power at all. So that's what I'm telling people. Hopefully that answered your question. Let's see here. Ian says it looks good. All right, good to go. Appreciate you, bro. All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and roll on to food, my favorite subject. By the way, I'm going to try very, very hard. Maybe I'll do it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday instead of Monday, because Monday I have to drive. But I'm going to be doing a 72-hour of no eating. So it's going to be interesting. I've done it before. I just feel like it's time to like purge, get whatever this bad stuff is in me, just get it out of me. So it's going to be interesting. But stockpiling new perishable foods is fundamental for survival. While canned goods, dried fruits, and protein bars are excellent options, I have to stress the importance of storing foods that family members will actually eat to maintain morale. Not just, let's just eat rice. Let's survive on ramen, rice, and beans. Preppers should also consider freeze-dried meals, which have long shelf lives. For those who can, canning and dehydrating and vacuum sealing homemade meals ensures a well-rounded food supply. Additionally, learning how to forage wild edibles, fish, and hunt can be crucial if stored supplies run low. Also, it helps in augmenting your current food supplies, adding that protein that you're going to be needing. Some other recommendations are you might want to invest in heirloom seeds and garden supplies to grow fresh produce, which is a sustainable food source over the long term. The idea behind preparedness leads to some form of homesteading. All right, let's see here. Somewhere in Texas says, my 2 cents, where are we at here? Makeup fridges can plug into car or outlet on battery backup, but the fuses only last a year. I've got you. I don't know what a makeup fridge is. Makeup refrigerator. Let me see here. Because if it is what I think it is, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. And I don't want to sound mean or anything somewhere in West Texas, but that's exactly what I was talking about. Those little refrigerators use like 40 watts consistent. They do not come up to temperature and then like calm down. They don't do that. They just have, it's like a flat out wave at 40 watts. And this means that it's going to just be a constant drain on your battery system. Also, they don't get cool enough to keep insulin at the appropriate temperature. They only come up to like 40 degrees. It's not that great. It's just enough to make, I hate to say it, but they're pretty much a novelty. It's like the office fridge. I can have a cold Coke. But the problem is they just don't get, maybe it's because you're in West Texas and it's always freaking hot there. But and so everything seems cold, But yeah, they're just not good. I can't support that. Let's see here. Propane RV fridge. That's an excellent option if you've got that. Synthetic is used. I can't read it all, bro. Is synthetic insulin an option? I don't know anything about that, but you're not asking me. They can answer that. Let's see here. Man, just sitting here in the chair, didn't realize it was this late. It's 9:30 in the morning, you goof. I'm sorry. You must be heading to a meeting. It keeps up to 41 degrees. Yeah, good to know. Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. As far as power usage, it does. It's going to draw 40 watts. Just constantly. I could go look at my videos. It wasn't that long ago. You know what? I'll find that for you. People are asking about that. Let's do that right now. YouTube. Let's see here. Matter of fact, hey, it's 9:30, guys. It's 9:30. That's you guys know that's our magic time, right? It's 9:30. And if you love your country, put a 1 in the chat. America. There we go. And I'm going to drink some coffee, but I'm going to find this. I'm going to find this video for you, and I'll put that in the chat so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let's see here. Man, I hate the way it's does it over here. These are all members only videos. Preparedness J6. Good morning. Keep it cold. There it is, right there. All right, so. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna put this inside the chats for you guys to watch later. Get that link because I don't know why, but YouTube does not, the live chats are not getting saved for some reason. So, you know, it is what it is. That's the link to the video, and the video is called, where are we at here? The shocking insulin storage mistake you're making right now is the name of it. All right, let's see here. And it actually goes in pretty, it's a 20-minute video. So it actually goes into some depth about using different types of refrigeration. But I love the propane refrigerators. I think they're awesome. I think that, you got me wondering. You got me wondering if, like, I could get my hands on an old or on a propane refrigerator that's been like junked, and then get myself some propane and see how long, like a 25-pound, which you guys know at the store is actually only 20 pounds of propane can, and hook that up and just like get a battery or something and see how long it runs. Yeah, that's a thought. That's I'm curious. I'm curious. All right, so we talked about food. Next, let's talk about hygiene and sanitation. Maintaining hygiene is critical to prevent diseases during extended crises. I'm going to go ahead and suggest stocking up on essentials like soap, hand sanitizer, portable toilets. Guys, we take so many things for granted here in America. Going further, consider including reusable hygiene products like menstrual cups and washable clothes to reduce waste. Washable cloths to reduce waste. To handle waste effectively, know how to build composting toilets or pit latrines. Can prevent contamination of nearby water sources. Additionally, having a supply of lime or sawdust can help with outdoor odor. Investing in waterless hand sanitizers and portable showers can also improve hygiene standards. And one of the last things is you want to include natural insect repellents to protect against pests that can carry diseases. Oh, you guys are putting would you guys give up after the number one? Or are you all watching the other video I put in the link? All right, let's see here. Lighting. Darkness amplifies the danger in an emergency. Investing in solar-powered lanterns and rechargeable flashlights. Preppers should also consider motion sensor lights. Oh, here it comes. There it is. Drink. We're absorbing the info. Sorry. Oh, okay. Thank you. Man, my eyeballs actually went bad on that one. That was a pretty hard yawn. All right, let's see here. Motion sensor lights for security and UV flashlights for detecting contaminants. In addition to glow sticks and candles, LED headlamps are a hands-free lighting option that can be life-saving during repairs or medical emergencies. Having extra solar panels or hand crank options ensures sustainability if batteries run out. Additionally, stock up on rechargeable batteries and a solar-powered charger to keep essential devices operational. Let's go ahead and check out the poll real quick here. Let's see. Water purification is still at 44%. First aid and medical supplies have moved into second place at 22%. Wow. Okay. And let's see here. What do we got here? Coleman dual fuel lantern. I kind of like it. Creative Hernandez like coffee. Let's see here. No, looking up. See what I've done. It's like I give you too much information. I got to stop speaking to you intelligently because Ian's like, I got to look up this refrigerator now, man. Now I want one. Let's see here. Alternate power sources are ideal, but often cost more upfront. Yes, they do. And I'll be honest with you, you get what you pay for. Years ago, when I first started this, it was all about saving money. And what I found was there's a happy medium. But the consumer is never going to be happy unless what they get really kicks ass and they like it and they didn't have to pay through the nose for it. Anything else they're not going to be happy with. If it's too expensive, they're not going to be happy. And if they buy the El Cheapo, then they're only going to be happy for a slick minute. I got these two portable power stations. They got a big handles on them. They're green or gray or tan or something. And they're designed to run like outdoor lights. And I did a test on them, and it's like, I mean, they run the outdoor lights. They just didn't run them for as long as they said they would. And I got a lot of negative feedback for that, because they're like, well, I bought mine and mine works perfectly, and I really love mine. It does exactly what I want it to. And so the problem I had with them is they were inexpensive, but they did not run as long as they said they would, using the lights that they provided. And so I was like, okay, cool. Well, I just don't want to run these lights for 8 hours anyway. Who wants to run lights for 8 hours? Let's go to sleep. And all the complainers came out of the woodworks and telling me how much they love their little piece of it's trash. They're trash. I own it, but it doesn't even hold a charge. And I was like, okay, so Dynamite. So it works. It works because you only run it for like 2 nights of camping for a couple hours every night. It works for you, Dynamite. I'm happy, you're happy, but it doesn't really work. It's crazy. Old Miner's Carbide lamp, that I haven't heard in a while, Wine Up Radio. Okay, let's see here. Number 8, shelter. While staying at home might not always be safe, it's essential to have temporary shelter options like tents, tarps, and thermal blankets. Identifying secondary shelter locations, which is a wise strategy. Preppers should always practice building makeshift shelters using natural resources like branches and leaves. You gotta, we're back to skills, guys. We're back to skills. Consider adding sleeping bags rated for extreme cold and insulating materials to protect against harsh weather. Additionally, a camping stove and portable cooking gear can make outdoor living more bearable if evacuation becomes necessary. Additionally, invest in portable heaters and all-weather clothing to increase comfort and safety in extreme conditions. Yes, most definitely. One of the things that I'll be bringing back here is all the space heaters, because we have them up north, but the apartment that we're in is, it's good to have a space heater for the cold, but we're not overly concerned about it because of the situation that we're in. So I'll be bringing some space heaters back here. Let's see here. Tied to the post, there are articles out there. Our 20-pound tank could last 3 to 4 weeks to run a fridge. Tried to post. I've got you. Thank you, Rose. Rose. Shit. See, this is what I'm talking about, Rose. You're not a member. So you can't post that in the Discord. But thank you for looking. I appreciate you. Wool blankets, yes. They're actually there's a Southern Prepper One. I can't remember the name of his company, but they actually sell lightweight wool blankets. I've got 2 of them. I've got to give away at some point. Bradley says, learning a handful of knots can make or break a crappy situation. Yes. Always know the 3 basic knots, guys. The 3 basic knots. Look it up. Extra socks and keep feet dry. Very true. Very true. West Virginia Pappy says, buddy, heater is $79. Ozark Trail model is $59. I wonder what the difference is. I mean, clearly it's going to be, so basically Ozark Trail is a knockoff. That's Walmart's store brand for camping. But they're basically Chinese knockoffs. And I don't want to say that as a good thing or a bad thing, but the truth is sometimes they make some stuff that's better than the original products. Yeah, $59, huh? Interesting. Let's see here. Rose says, always look for military wool blankets for bedding or garments. Yes. Yes, solid advice. Creative redundancy. Bow line to keep everyone in the loop. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Tools and multi-purpose items. A versatile toolkit is critical after a disaster, especially if power tools are out of commission. Make sure to include hand tools like axes and saws. I have an axe problem if you've seen my tool bag. Expanding on this, a crowbar, bolt cutters, and pry bar can help in situations where access to supplies or evacuation is blocked. Yes, most 100%. 100%. You should definitely have, I hate to say it, but you just used to have bolt cutters and they shouldn't be locked in your shop. They should be somewhere where you can get at them. Put them under your bed or something. Crowbars and pry bars, they come in they are so handy when you have to do something that you wouldn't normally have to do. It's so weird how that works out. Further, like paracord, tarps, and duct tape can be invaluable for quick repairs. Investing in a quality survival knife, sharpening stone, and whetstone can make all the difference when tools need to be maintained. Additional recommendations could be a manual grain mill for grinding food, or even a solar oven for cooking without fuel. That's what I need to do. I got to get my solar oven out here, guys. My God, I got to find a warm day and do a video on the solar oven again, because that thing is freaking awesome. Makes the best roast. Maybe that's what I'll do. So if I do my fast from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, nope, I got to drive on Friday. Nope, no solar oven video next week. But it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, let's see here. What have we got in the chat? Always looking familiar. Bow line. Let's see here. Where are we at here? I miss my dad's military sleeping bag. That thing was like a luxury in the woods. Yeah, to an extent. I am finding it difficult. The military used to have a 2-bag system. You had a black bag and a green bag. One was light and one was heavy. Basically it's based on the temperature or the season. So you didn't have to have all these different season bags, or in the old days, you carried around this sleeping bag that was, basically meant to be used for subarctic weather. And it's summertime. It's like all you can do is sleep on top of it. But now we used to have the black bag, the 2-bag system, along with a bivy sack. I'm not sure what the military is using now, but I know that system worked exceptionally well. Patch kits for tires. That's a good idea, Rose. That's a good idea. West Virginia Pappy says 16-pound sledgehammer makes a good lock pick. Yes, that's true. That's true. If you can swing it appropriately, it is very, very true. All right. So the next thing on our list is my favorite subject, water. Water is the most crucial element for survival. Aiming for at least 3 gallons per person per day with purification tabs and filters. Beyond storing water in barrels or bathtub bladders, preppers should consider installing rainwater collection systems and learning to build solar stills for distillation. In addition to physical storage, it's beneficial to identify and map out local natural water sources like lakes, streams, and springs. Carrying collapsible water containers and portable water pumps allows easier transportation of water. And one last recommendation on water would be preppers should learn how to use chemical purification methods like iodine drops and chlorine dioxide tabs as a backup. And yes, I know somebody's going to be like, pool shock, get the pool shock. And you're absolutely right. It'll store forever, but you better know how to use it. You better know how to use it. All right. So we've come to the time in the stream where it's important, if you have not put your votes in yet, because I'm about to be done running my suck, as I will scan the comments and read the polls. Currently, we're at 42% water purification, but there's 29 people in the chat, or in the stream, so we should be seeing those votes come up. Now is the time to do that. There's only 19 votes. So with that said, I hope that this video has been it serves as a practical and excellent starting point for new preppers, while also acting as a refresher for the veterans, in incorporating additional skills, tools, and self-sustaining strategies will enhance its effectiveness and help families to be truly reliant during emergencies. Okay, let's see here. Still using something very familiar. Bought a NOS Army sleeping bag last year. Gotcha. I got you. Let's see here. Moonshiners always know where good fresh water is. Very true. Well, they know how to find it. I won't say they know where it is, but they know how to find it. That is for sure. That is for sure. Bradley says, isn't the old adage you want the water to bend or fall at least 5 to 7 times? Oh, you're talking about like finding streams. I think that sounds appropriate, but it's, dude, I'm going to freaking purify. I'm going to filter. I'm going to pre-screen or pre-filter. I'm going to boil you know what I'm saying? I'm going to make that water safe regardless. Let's see here. Little Dry Creek Ranch. I made it. Yeah, the stream's about to be over, Broseph, but I do appreciate you. Let's see here. Rose says, build a wood gasifier or have the knowledge. I got you. Cuckfee says, bolt cutters, siphon, and gas you can buy fuel from gas station. You might need hose to get into tank. Very true. Very true. All right, let's see here. Screws and nails might help too. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The thing is about preparedness and stockpiling things. Everything should have a purpose, and everybody will see purpose. You could see purpose in one thing that I don't see. I guess the key is to have an open mind. Okay, guys, I think that's going to be it for about today. I didn't really promote the super chats, but yeah, I didn't meet my goal, but that's okay. That's okay. West Virginia credit card equals siphon hose. That's interesting. Okay, guys, that's going to be about it for today. Tomorrow's live stream will be from the road. It should be 9-ish, but my gut is telling me that it'll probably be around 9:30. I'm not exactly sure just yet. As usual, do me a favor, hit your thumbs up on the way out the door. It doesn't cost you anything and helps me big time. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Everybody check your bells because, yeah, that's what YouTube is doing these days. And if you want to support the channel, the best way to do it is to become a member. I'm not even going to tell you how to do it. Just figure it out on your phone or hit the join button. All right, guys, until the next time, stay safe. Have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you. Bye-bye.